Hello, guys. This is Durgesh Bailur, and I'm the author of Killer Medicine, The Dental Mental Mystery, Volume 2. This has been published by Notion Press, Chennai, and has been identified for Fiction Sutra ID in cinematic and in television rights. Let us jump straight to the story. The story is mainly in three domains. First domain is that this story goes to Modasa, a district in Gujarat, where there is a large number of people dying of a strange yellow disease called hepatitis B. The second domain of the disease, or the second part of the disease, is this story is that the killer medicine moves to Bhopal, where Lotus Pharma, a major pharmacy company, is getting into trouble because of uh, many duplicate and spurious medicines. And the third part of the story, or the third domain of the story, moves to Central Australia, where the medicines from this Lotus Pharma are sold to Aboriginals in Central Australia. Aboriginals are something very similar to the tribal population we have in India. And these Aboriginals are the original owners of the Australian subcontinent. Now let's go towards the major characters. There are three main couples who form the central character list. Then his wife, SP Seema, Superintendent of Police Seema. These two form the hero and the heroine of the story, and they are investigating all these cases. First case of the hepatitis B in Modasa district. Second is the spurious drugs in Bhopal and Vidisha. And third is Dr. Joins a Aboriginal Services officer and goes to Australia, Central Australia, called Alice Springs. The second couple, now Dr. Vikram Marathe is a researcher, and he is trying to trace why so many women in Vidisha are having mentally retarded children. What is the cause of that? Both of them do a lot of research work together, and inadvertently they fall in love with each other. And of course, Dr. Vikram asks Dr. Souza to marry him. Now, let's come to the third couple. The third couple are the arch villain, and his name is Ajit Singh Badal, and his assistant. Her name is Kobita Banerjee. Kobita Banerjee is a stunningly beautiful woman who accidentally lands into Ajit Singh's lap because she is running away from the Bhopal gas tragedy. Bhopal gas tragedy decimates her family, and Kobita is left alone. And then Kobita is helped by Ajit Singh Badal to go to college, and then later on she works as assistant to Ajit Singh Badal, and also then becomes his concubine. Now let us continue with the thread of the story. The hero and the heroine, doctor, the forensic dentist, and the superintendent of police, what they do is they are posted to Modasa in Gujarat, and they investigate and find out the reasons why a lot of people are dying of hepatitis B. They do what is called as an epidemiological study. They study the different patients and they try to find a common ground. And ultimately, they come to a solution, they find a solution, and then they present it to the state government and the central government. Now, the central government is very happy. The minister takes the recognition that both these people have worked hard and recommends that they may be made to join the Central Bureau of Investigation. So both these husband and wife team, they become the inspectors in the Central Bureau of Investigation, and both are posted to Bhopal. In Bhopal, there is a headquarters of a pharmaceutical company which is called as the Lotus Pharma. Now, Lotus Pharma is a huge multi crore rupee business, and the owner is Ajit Singh Badal. This Ajit Singh Badal, in mere 15 years, rose from a simple pharmacy assistant to a multi-million rupee uh, magnate and businessman who meets and has lunch with chief ministers and has dinner with the ministerial chief secretaries and the administrative officers who are very powerful in Delhi. And even he has very top level contacts with the Federal Drug Administration, which helps him to get through the clearance for many of the new drugs, many of the experimental drugs, and many of the drugs which may be deemed dangerous by other companies. But he goes ahead and he is able to manufacture and market them effectively. He is helped by his assistant, Kobita Banerjee. Kobita Banerjee owes everything to Ajit Singh Badal because Kobita Banerjee has is an orphan from Bhopal Grass tragedy, and she is brought up literally. She is educated. She is everything for her is done by Ajit Singh Badal, and in response, she shares all his secrets, all his. She knows everything about the secret factories and all his spurious medicines and everything. Now, this Ajit Singh Badal starts off as an ethical businessman, but later on, he gets involved with many of the criminal elements in the Indian scenario. And these elements come and lure him with a very high amount of profits, illegitimate profits, illegal profits, and he gets seduced to the dark side. And ultimately, Ajit Singh Badal becomes a full fledged white collar criminal. Now it is at this stage that the Central Bureau of Investigation begins to look at his case and then begins to build case by case against Ajit Singh Badal. The two researchers, that is Dr. Vikram and Dr. Sozama, they investigate and find that one of the drugs called Calmin, made by Lotus Pharma, is causing the problems in mental retardation in means in the newly first week gestation women, and ultimately leading to mental retardation. He publishes this research internationally, and Ajit Singh Badal sends his goons and gundas and kills Dr. Vikram. Now, when he kills Dr. Vikram, what happens is that Dr. Souza, who is his lover and wife to be, becomes really mad. She is frustrated, anguished, and she is very angry. And what she does is she goes to Vidisha and she collects all the data against the owners of the Vidisha hospital. Owner is ultimately our Ajit Singh Badal and his daughter-in-law. Now, Ajit Singh Badal, his son Chotu Singh, and his daughter-in-law are running the Vidisha maternity hospital. Now, as the story continues, a lot of evidence is collected by Dr. Souza and given to the Central Bureau of Investigation. Now, Central Bureau of Investigation is in hot pursuit of Ajit Singh Badal, and Ajit Singh Badal is trying to escape from the country. This is the second thread of the story. The third thread of the story, now what happens is during this investigation, uh, SP Seema is fighting the gundas of Ajit Singh Badal, and she dies in the scuffle, and she is knifed, but not before she is able to kill three of her major gundas of this Ajit Singh Badal. Now, Dr. Durgesh is shocked and he is anguished, but he continues with the investigation, and the investigation leads him to Central Australia in Alice Springs. In Central Australia, he works with an agent of Aboriginal Services. This officer of Aboriginal Services, Alkina Long, and he work together, and they are able ultimately through a series of adventures and misadventures, and in which Dr. Durgesh gets kidnapped and he has a lot of problems and is almost killed before he ultimately is able to put Chotu Singh in prison, and then he chases this Max Surrey, who is the Australian arch criminal who is handling and selling drugs to the Aboriginals of Alice Springs. And ultimately, this whole story comes to an end with both the villains taken care of. A last good news that comes is when Dr. Durgesh comes to Sydney, he is shocked and surprised and very happy to meet a brown boy, 5 years old, whose name is Durgadas. And this brown boy is actually his son, and finds his son for the first time. And this son is born to his Australian girlfriend, Gloria Smith, and Gloria Smith has had a torrid love affair about 5 years back when she visits him in India, but never tells Dr. Durgesh that he has a son. She only tells him after she comes to know that SP Seema has died in the adventure of the Lotus Pharma. Thus, in happy ending, Doctor finds a new wife and his son in Sydney, and he decides to join Sydney University to complete his PhD studies.